The vastness of outer space seems to know no bounds. To think that humans are the only advanced species in the universe makes no sense, especially when you take into account that there are an estimated 100 billion galaxies in our universe. Over 2,000 exoplanets have been discovered in our universe alone that potentially have the right conditions to support life. Some scientists believe that there is a high possibility that aliens have been here on Earth all along and may be responsible for the creation of human beings, or that they actually created or actually planted humans on Earth as an experiment to see if we can sustain and build life on this planet. Perhaps they're closely watching over us from above, like being studied under a microscope, or perhaps they're watching us right here, walking among us on Earth today. The internet has provided us with some great stories of UFO sightings and has given thousands of people an opportunity to either express their beliefs or even their actual experience of being abducted by or even being in the presence of aliens. The following 5 people have had either a personal experience with aliens or have had close contact with people who have been involved with aliens. Number 5. Paul HELLYER. Paul HELLYER, 91, a former Canadian Defence Minister, has claimed that aliens are, in fact, real and walk among us on Earth. He has accused world leaders of concealing vital information about the existence of aliens who have been visiting our planet for thousands of years. He claims this information has been kept from the public under an alleged truth embargo, amid fears of the impact it would have on religion and the rule of law. For years, we've heard nothing but government conspiracy theories and cover-ups. HELLYER is desperately urging world powers to release what he believes is hidden data about UFOs once and for all. HELLYER is probably the highest ranking official of a Western country to openly state that ETs and aliens and UFOs are real and are present on Earth, and is highly regarded among alien UFO enthusiasts as a primary witness or insider, having been a Member of Parliament for many years and a former Defence Minister. However, would we know what an alien looked like if we walked past or even met one? Are they humanoid, or could they be camouflaged and posing as humans? Is there a sign that would make them stand out? We've pictured aliens in every imaginable form possible, but would we recognise them as actual beings if they didn't conform to our ideal sci-fi images? Paul HELLYER, when interviewed by television programme Russia Today, stated that 80 different species of extraterrestrials exist, some of whom look just like us and could walk down the street and you wouldn't even know if you walked past one. There are some species of aliens that Mr. HELLYER believes are known by high levels of government and military personnel and scientists, etc., to constantly frequent Earth. Number 4. David Jacobs. Jacobs is an historian and an abduction researcher and has a high profile in the field of ufology. He has lectured widely, been interviewed and participated in numerous television and radio shows on the subject of alien abductions. David Jacobs has written 5 books on the topic of UFOs and alleged alien abductions. In recent years, Jacobs has argued publicly that the evidence from his research, which sometimes includes utilising hypnotic regression with alleged alien abductions, along with traditional interview techniques, purports that alien-human hybrids were engaged in a covert program of infiltration into human society with possibly the final goal of taking over Earth. He asserts that some of his research subjects are teaching these hybrids how to blend into human society so that they cannot be differentiated from humans, and that this is occurring worldwide. Jacobs is also extremely concerned that they have been aligning themselves with people in order to learn to blend in and live like us, and his main concern is that they can control us, but we cannot control them, which makes us second-class citizens in our own world. And what is their final motive? Jacob says that he's not concerned how they got here, and he's not concerned how the type of propulsion they used to get here, or what parallel universe they may have come from. He wants to know why they are here, and what are they doing to us, and what will become of us after they've all finished doing what they came here for. Number 3. Bud Hopkins. The late Hopkins was an American painter, sculptor, and prominent figure in an alien abduction phenomena and related UFO research, and discussed this with researchers and professors at a UFO conference in Brazil. Hopkins said that the aliens of the book in War of the Worlds and those of Independence Day do not exist. They are not out to destroy the planet. Neither are they benevolent, seeking to help mankind with their advanced knowledge. It seemed to him they came here to treat us as one gigantic experiment because they're having problems sustaining their population. Both men and women reported having abduction experiences to Hopkins, which included sexual encounters allegedly for some form of extraterrestrial eugenics. Women in particular seem to be part of a highly technological colonization scheme. These victims were reportedly taken to spaceships, impregnated by extraterrestrials, then later, as the hybrid baby developed, returned to the ship to have the fetus removed and given up to their alien parent. The alien parents purportedly had the ability to communicate telepathically with their child. On occasions, according to victims' reports, as told by Hopkins, the human parents were allowed to see their human alien hybrid or transgenic children, that is, children created by genetic engineering. Once a victim, according to Hopkins, abductees were powerless over the intrusions and susceptible to additional kidnappings, which may extend to their human children. Hopkins said that if people had had one abduction experience, then they will have others. Number 2. Robert Bigelow. Robert D. Bigelow is an American businessman and owns a hotel chain and is the founder of Bigelow Aerospace. Bigelow has indicated that he plans to spend up to $500 million to develop the first commercial space station, the amount that NASA expended on a single space mission. As one of NASA's partners, he has said that he is absolutely convinced aliens exist and that they're living on Earth right now. Robert Bigelow is working closely with NASA on future space missions, has suggested that he knows that our planet has an alien presence that is right under our noses. Mr. Bigelow made the announcement during an episode of 60 Minutes that focused on his work with the space agency. But during this episode, Mr. Bigelow began to talk about his belief in aliens and his claim that UFOs have come to Earth and extraterrestrials have an existing presence here. "I'm absolutely convinced that aliens exist," he told reporter Lara Logan. "That's all there is to it." Asked by Ms. Logan whether he also thought that UFOs had been visiting Earth, he said he did. "There has been and is an existing presence," Mr. Bigelow said, "and I spent millions and millions and millions. I probably spent more as an individual than anybody else in the United States has ever spent on this subject." Ms. Logan then asked if Mr. Bigelow thought it was risky to say that he believed such things. He said that he doesn't care what people think because it wouldn't change the reality of what I know. Mr. Bigelow didn't give any details about whether the research in private space travel that he is funding had revealed anything about aliens to him. But he said that the hugely expensive work his company and NASA are doing won't be required to meet them. He said that people don't have to go anywhere because the aliens are right under people's noses. Number 1. Whitley Strieber. Strieber was born in San Antonio in 1945 and is known as a writer of horror novels. Strieber contends that he was abducted from his cabin in upstate New York on the evening of December 26, 1985 by non-human beings. He wrote about this experience and related experience in Communion, a book he wrote in 1987 and was his first non-fiction book, and is perceived generally as an account of an alien abduction. In a 1996 interview, Whitley Strieber believes that there are real aliens here, and some of them with an agenda that our government want nothing to do with, and some of them with an agenda that can be very useful to us and can be very productive for us to know. Strieber says, "I think that there is a human element here which has radically misused technology they picked up from or developed out of ideas from observing alien technology, and we need to harness the positive side of their technology and get rid of the destructive side of it." Strieber contends that the human species is being shepherded to a higher level of understanding and existence within an endless multiverse of matter, energy, space, and time. He also believes that the American government has known about their existence as far back as Franklin D. Roosevelt, or even further, and that between the government and the CIA, they've been keeping it secret and will continue to keep it secret. In a radio discussion with Linda Moulton Howe, an American investigative journalist, she claimed that she'd had discussions with a man who had been working for American intelligence, where he claimed that his job was to monitor and research the geopolitical territorial conflict of 3 extraterrestrial biological energy groups on this planet. And he said to Linda that we are dealing with 3 major extraterrestrial groups who have been interacting with and manipulating DNA on this planet for more than 250 million years. And he said, "We have hard evidence that extraterrestrials manipulated DNA to create the dinosaurs. And if that is the case, they probably created the asteroid or whatever it was used to bring about the demise of them. It appears they were playing about with Earth's evolution and decided to wipe the slate clean through manipulation and design. Was Earth used as a laboratory or a petri dish to practice or experiment with various kinds of genetic material? If this is the case, Whitley Strieber believes we are dealing with a power that is as old as the solar system, with unbelievable power throughout the universe and time."